When I was at the Desert Inn, I remember we started at 10 or 10:30 and we got off at 5 o'clock in the morning. And 5 o'clock in the morning was the best time in Las Vegas.
I came here on a vacation in 1959.
I came to Las Vegas in 1954.
I started at the Flamingo in April of 1974.
I started playing in Las Vegas back in the 70s.
It was total insanity. The hotels and the people that were appearing at the hotels. I can't believe the people that I saw within the 2 weeks that I was here.
Abundant. Live.
Got here at exactly the right time because it was boomtown USA. Just everybody was working. We were doing jobs in the afternoon, the conventions, playing the shows at night. Really wonderful.
And I realized the musicians that were working here were the luckiest guys in the world.
The sky was the limit on expenses. I remember Tony Bennett. He had a 100-piece orchestra. I'm thinking, what? How much money is that?
Those days, the hotels were owned by these guys. You can call them wise guys, you can call them whatever you want. They were the best bosses I ever worked for.
There was an orchestra at every hotel.
I played all the acts and rehearsed all the acts at the Dunes, as well as the Riviera, and then at the Tropicana. So I was working like 3 different hotels.
A drummer friend of mine who was with Louis Prima for about 10 years, he and I ran the jam sessions at what used to be the old Club Black Magic here. That was the jazz hangout.
I played in a lot of kicks bands down there from like 2 to 5 in the morning after playing 2 shows at Caesars.
The Duke Ellington Band, or the Count Basie Band, they were playing a few nights or a week here or there, and they would come down and set in at the sessions. Now this was a thrill because these were giants, our idols.
As long as you knew what you were doing. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're black or white, as much as can you hold down the chair, is what they used to say.
It was great because everybody would come into the Royal Inn and they would all sit in with us, and it really didn't matter what band they were from.
I played with the Rat Pack, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis, Dean Martin.
I've worked with Lou Rawls, Aretha Franklin, Connie Stevens, quite a few others.
Jack Benny, who was a very funny man.
Even Ella worked the lounge, and just everybody, you know, just come in the lounge.
Marlene Dietrich comes in as the main act. And who's her supporting act? Louis Armstrong. Me, as a musician, I adored Louis.
And I was working with Joe Gershel at the Hilton. And when Elvis came in, I would play with the string section.
You could just about say this was music heaven in terms of work was easy to get if you were good.
I'm actually taking a solo on stage with Frank Sinatra. And I'm right next to him and he's looking at me, he puts his hands around my shoulder, and I play a solo, he introduces me. It was great. I mean, looking at people standing up, clapping, all that. And I closed on Sunday. Monday morning, I was in the unemployment line.
Back when it was truly Vegas, where it was based on entertainment, where artists would come in town for like 2 and 3 weeks at a time. Now it's like, you're lucky if you can get an artist to come in for 2 days.
Technology got to the point where it said, okay, we don't really need the band. The union says, well, you can't use tape. The hotel says, well, we're going to use tape. So the union said, well, we're going on strike, which we did. All the shows were shut down.
The protection of the union for the people who were living here, was gone then.
Everybody else, I just tried to find them gigs, man.
You had to take a job outside of the union rules. Just get what you can. And that's really what the way it is today.
You miss the music, hearing the big bands, hearing the great music that the orchestras produce. Just beautiful string sections, just 40-piece orchestra, just gorgeous. You get chills, you know.
The musicians want to play, and I want them to play with respect. I don't want them to play, you know, because they need to play so badly. I want them to play because people are there to hear them, and they're willing to pay.
There are some people that are starting to see that, well, maybe there is something to this whole live band thing that was really popular.
The big line is always, where do you go to see some music? And you make those connections, but once people, once you get them out, you got 'em.